Cuando quieras.
Hello, my name is Blanca Fernandez and I am a student of the Politécnica University of Madrid. I am a student of industrial design and I'm going to talk to you about the zipper, a mechanical prodigy. I have chosen this artifact because I think it's a really important invention in our lives, but we aren't really conscious of that and how useful it is for us. So I hope you enjoyed this work, and I want to tell you the different sections we are going to talk about. First of all, I'm going to describe this artifact and its different parts. And after, we will talk about the assembly process and the different types of zippers that exist. Also, I'm going to talk about the designer, and finally, I'll tell you some curiosities and the evolutions of this artifact. First of all, the key of that invention was to design a unique piece or tooth that has a hole below and an outgoing above. This piece is fitting with other continuous symmetrically. And the other important piece of this artifact is an E-form piece with a ring-shaped piece used to engage or disengage those teeth, pulling one end or the other. Related to the assembly process, I have to say that it is manufactured industrially in factories, and we can distinguish different types of zippers. First of all, the most common is the zipper of wheel, and we can also talk about the invisible zippers that, as its name says, we cannot see them because their teeth are under the band that is fixed to them, and normally this band is the same color as the cloth or the item that has the zipper. Also, the metallic zipper, very common in jeans and jackets, is usually made by aluminium, stainless steel, zinc, brass and nickel alloy, all of them painted with different colors. Also, the plastic zippers are usually made of resin of polyethylene. Finally, the open and closed zippers. The open zippers are relatively new and are very common in jackets. And with those zippers, you can open or close the zipper by the two sides. And the closed zippers are used in baggage or bags. I want to tell you that the old ones had 4 fixations, but the one designed by Gideon Sandbach in 1914 had from 10 to 11 fixations of 1 inch each one. The teeth of a zipper are fixed to a band made from cotton or polyester, and this band is usually the same color as the cloth. Related to the designer, I have to tell that he was born in Sweden in 1818. He was the Swedish inventor who achieved many important advances in the development of the zipper based on the work of different inventors and designers from 1850. And after 100 of patents of these designers, he finally gave a universal marketable system in 1914. That is the zipper that we know. It was a really hard work. I'm going to talk about the origin of the zipper. Despite it was made to close sacks of mail promptly, it was also used in military boots, but the main function of the zipper was in fashion with clothing. With the zipper, you solve the problem of being wasting time closing and opening your clothes or your boots or bags with buttons or bands. But it had an inconvenience, and it was related to its material because they were made from stained materials. So the problem was when you wanted to wash your clothes, because you had to unpick the zipper because so the metal not rust through. But this problem was solved changing the material into stainless material or plastic. Related to the fashion world, we have to remake some revolutionary things and the evolution of the zipper in our lives. First of all, I want to say that in 1930, the zipper was introduced in children's world with its clothes to make easier for them to get dressed and to get dressed promptly. After, in 1937, thanks to the French designers, the zipper was introduced in men's world because these designers made the man trousers with zippers, and in 1940 the 85% of trousers had zipper. The zipper was in those times modernity symbol. I want you to tell a sentence of the New York World in 1917 that said, "No more buttons, bands or buckles." These sentences says the importance of this revolutionary invention. The next big boost of the zipper came when them started to be used in jackets, and you could open the zipper by the two sides. Now I want to tell you some curiosities about the other artifacts that solved the same problem or the same gap in our lives, that were the buttons and the Velcro system. The Velcro system was invented after the zipper by George de Mestral in 1941, but all these three artifacts now live together, and any of them has one others because all of them are necessary in different fields of our life. So I think this is an important thing we have to remark. In summary, I have to say that the zipper, despite to be a very common artifact in our lives, and we use them thousands of times in our lives, we aren't really conscious and we don't really think about its importance and about the time that saves us closing and opening bags, boots, clothes, or maybe sacks of mail. So I hope you have enjoyed this work, and now I hope you'll appreciate more this revolutionary invention. Thank you.